This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaiser Radio, 99.1 FM.
Kaiser Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo, 99.1 FM.
Berbice, 99.5 FM. Kaiser Radio.
Good evening and welcome to this evening's newscast on Kaiser Radio for December 4th, 2020. Kevin Smith here. Let's get to the news in detail. With national support behind calls for an international probe into the giveaways, we today posed a question to Guyana's President Irfaan Ali on when the nation can see such a probe being commenced. But Ali, on the sidelines of an event at the Arthur Chang Conference Center, said that he would not comment on the issue as his quote-unquote ministers already addressed the issue. We should note that Guyana's Natural Resource Minister Vikram Bharat has never once addressed issues relating to the award of the Kaieteur and Kanji oil blocks. In fact, only the Vice President Bharat Jagdeo has been vocal on the topic, and it should be noted that Jagdeo is not a minister. The Vice President had recently stated that he does not believe that there was any corruption in the award, nor were there any laws broken. In other news, Westmount Energy Limited, a UK company that has been buying up shares in several companies with highly prospective oil blocks in the Guyana-Suriname Basin, has been able to land its shares on the Alternative Investment Market, or AIM, and the OTCQB market. AIM is a submarket of the London Stock Exchange that is designed to help smaller companies access capital from the public market. AIM allows these companies to raise capital by listing on a public exchange with much greater regulatory flexibility compared to the main market. Westmount Chairman Gerard Walsh was keen to note as well that Westmount is now the only junior company on the AIM market that can provide investors with accessing profit-making opportunities in Guyana's Kaieteur and Kanji blocks. Meanwhile, efforts by GRA has led to the recovery of a deleted image of a shipping container that the Belgium authorities busted with 11.5 tons of cocaine in early November. It has also led to the recovery of other deleted items, raising shocking questions. In their attempts to recover deleted image files, authorities recovered 1,000 more images that were deleted from the scanner's server. What is even more of a concern is the fact that to delete images from the scanner, a special administrative passcode is required before access is granted, which would lead investigators to suspect that the image of the container in question and others were deliberately tampered with. This was confirmed by GRA Commissioner General Godfrey Stacia. In other news, former GDF Chief of Staff Gary Best yesterday walked free of a causing death by dangerous driving charge in which national cyclist Jude Bentley was killed. Best was placed on $500,000 bail and was not required to plead to the indictable charge when it was first read to him. He was on trial in the Georgetown Magistrates Court before Magistrate Rondell Weaver. According to Hughes, the no-case submission was upheld by Magistrate Weaver, who ruled that the prosecution failed to establish that Best was driving dangerously, therefore the charge was dismissed. And moving on, Chief Justice Roxanne George Wiltshire last evening placed a hold on an order by Magistrate Shuttle Isaacs Marcus to deport 26 Haitians back to their homeland. The stay was granted after 6 p.m., followed an application by attorney-at-law Darren Wade in the Georgetown High Court. Wade had filed a fixed date application which seeks to invoke sections of the fundamental rights provision of the Constitution. However, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal, who is representing the state's interest in the matter, said that the sections only apply to citizens of Guyana and the Commonwealth and other persons who are listed under Article 47 of the Constitution. In other news, according to a 2018 feasibility study that was handed to the former APNU AFC administration, a whopping $304 million is needed for ExxonMobil and its consortium of oil companies to bring the natural gas to Guyana's shores for electrical generation. What the report points out, however, is that ExxonMobil would only be involved in building a pipeline to transport the gas, not for the construction of the onshore infrastructure that would refine it for use. The study, which was compiled by U.S. agency Energy Narrative, states that out of the $304 million ExxonMobil would be responsible for 165, which will be used for pipeline construction. And now let's tell you that NPTAB today opened expression of interests for pre-qualifications and qualified contractors for the design build of the Demerara Harbour Bridge, as well as available financing options for the said bridge. They saw 20 international companies submitting bids to NPTAB to secure the highly anticipated project. The construction of the new bridge, a hallmark project in the PPP's manifesto, is set to land in Nandi Park on the east bank of Demerara from Lagrange on the west bank. Let's tell you now that the parents of a 6-day-old infant that the Ministry of Health reported as Guyana's 150th death from COVID-19 have tested negative for the virus. This was revealed by the infant's mother. She claimed that her baby most likely contracted the virus at the hospital, adding that since his birth, she had scarce contact with him. According to the mother, the baby had to remain in an incubator due to health complications. She added that she has been pleading with the hospital officials to lay her child to rest, but has been met with steady excuses. And moving on, a man who was accused of raping and impregnating his 14-year-old stepdaughter, who recently gave birth, has been given a paternity test to confirm the allegations made against him. This was revealed by a senior-ranking police officer who said that the test was conducted last Monday and they are currently awaiting the result, which was expected to return 2 weeks after the testing date. The official said that if the returning test result confirms that he is the father, the force will have to seek legal advice on how to move forward with the matter. And that brings us to the end of this evening's newscast. I am Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening. Coming up next is the National Outlook with JHK Lal. And exactly at 19:20 or 7:20 p.m. is the Glenn Lal Show. Tell it like it is. Do not miss it.
And that's the news of the moment. Remember to get the full details of these stories